Because every day above ground is a good day. Some are just more questionable than others. Questionable call, Friday edition. Let's roll with 7 immediately. And we begin with drama with Team USA basketball. Jaylen Brown left off the squad and questions as to why. Take a listen to Jason Tatum on the absence.
No.
He looks uncomfortable.
Is it tough not having Jaylen here?
Yeah. I mean, there's so many guys that could, take that last spot or whatever.
Wow.
So, yeah, it is.
Interesting indeed. And then you've got Skip Bayless on live TV with a theory as to why it is that Jaylen Brown is not on Team USA. Watch this.
Tatum, it feels like to me is saying, hey, I just need a break. I don't want to have to live with him for a whole nother month.
Watch Keyshawn.
So closely when we go to Paris. I just don't want to do this. And
Watch
Grant Hill
Keyshawn.
is saying, you know what?
Look.
For our chemistry's sake, I don't want to do this. That's what it comes across to me, and I don't know any background. I'm just trying to read it from a distance.
I understand.
I'm just trying to read it from a distance. Questions on the board. Question, is Skip right? Is this really about Tatum, and is it personal? Hell no, he's not right. He's a crazy old man. Skip, what the hell are you talking about? You're guessing like a sports radio caller with, well, maybe. How powerful, honestly, is Jason Tatum in USA basketball? How much say does he have on that team, on that squad anyway? Even if it were true they didn't get along. Even if it was true that he didn't want Jaylen Brown around. He's maybe the 6th best player on this squad anyways. He's got no juice. He's got no power. He's got no say. It's not LeBron. This is about a sneaker company and the fact that they don't want this person involved. And they run the program, and they run the team. They run USA Olympics overall, in general. Skip is crazy. We know what this is about. And it ain't about Jason Tatum and him not wanting his teammate around. Let's continue on to the countdown up to number 6, and it comes to us from the ESPYs and host Serena Williams. She had jokes last night. Take a look at what she said about Kendrick Lamar and his diss track beef with Drake. Look at this.
And if I've learned anything this year, it's that none of us, not a single one of us, not even me, should ever pick a fight with Kendrick Lamar.
They not like us.
Little crip walk.
Hey.
All right.
He will make your hometown not like you.
He will make your hometown not like you. We know she used to date Drake. We know that there's bad blood there a couple years ago. Drake taking shots at her husband. But the jokes continue. On to LeBron James and Bronny. Look at this.
And I truly hope Bronny has a long career, so long that we will see his hairline recede, then miraculously unrecede like that.
Wow. It's like that. And then she went after Caitlin Clark. Watch this.
Caitlin Clark had an amazing year and is nominated for 3 awards.
Yeah.
Caitlin, you are the Larry Bird in that you are an amazing player. You have ties to Indiana, and white people are really crazy about you.
White people are really crazy about you. And then finally, it's she and Sister Venus, and they're talking about women's sports and people that are welcome to be fans, with the exception of one very famous NFL kicker that they say, nah, we're good without you. Watch.
So go ahead and enjoy women's sports like you would any other sports, because they are sports. Yes.
Except you, Harrison Butker. We don't need you.
Wow.
At all, like ever.
At all like ever. Questions on the board. Question, which joke was actually funniest? Well, the Harrison Butker, that wasn't a joke, so you can eliminate that immediately. They are dead serious. They are saying, everyone welcome to women's sports. We try to tell you, it is good. It is exciting. You will enjoy. Just watch. But those of you that find things to be Harrison Butker-esque about, it's okay. We don't need you. Kendrick Lamar, what she is doing in that spot is taking shots at Drake, who 2 years ago in a song took shots at her husband for no reason whatsoever. They used to date, then they were friends. No one knows why Drake went that route, but he did. And so Serena is using this opportunity to stand on the winning side of history with Kendrick Lamar and at the same time pile on Drake. And it just seems like things are getting worse and worse for, just worse and worse for. On to my number 5. Let's continue on. To number 5, presented by Celsius. Essential energy drinks, Live Fit, Oasis Vibe. Get you some and live fit. David Samson on the Dan Le Batard Show has a problem with the Lakers. All of it. About them drafting Bronny, about them hiring JJ, about the podcast between LeBron and JJ that wasn't used as an audition and or interview. Listen to David Samson and what he has to say.
The Los Angeles Lakers are so full of shit.
Whoa.
And LeBron is the key conductor of that. And it offends me. All they had to do was have J.J. Redick tell the truth when he was hired. All LeBron had to do was tell the truth about his involvement in J.J. Redick, his involvement in the operation of the team. None of them ever copped to drafting Bronny as though he was some sort of talent. P's player development case study 1 is what J.J. Redick said. Give me a break. Then they gave him $7.9 million guaranteed money for a player that didn't deserve a nickel guaranteed.
Whoa.
Then LeBron does a victory lap saying, I took less than the maximum. Look at me. Meanwhile, the James family got more than the maximum.
Wow. David Samson, tell us how you really feel. Question on the board. Question. What is Samson actually doing here? What he's doing is auditioning for First Take, for Undisputed. He is auditioning to be a talking head, take maker, loud, boisterous. He knows his stuff. He knows about lying. He did it with Miami. He knows about not telling the truth. He knows about working the system and BSing, because that's what he did professionally to the people of Miami, to the state of Florida, to Major League Baseball, and then some. But what he's doing here, Mr. I'm offended, which is nonsense, is really just flexing on, let me tell you what this really is, because he's auditioning for the job that he really wants, and that's on one of the major networks. Do not be surprised if you see a controversial, polarizing David Samson with an increased role in traditional media. I'm talking about the First Takes and the Undisputeds, etc., because what he's doing here is saying, I can do the job. Watch this. Let's roll on. And by the way, hit like on the video and hit subscribe if you haven't. We're at number 4. And it comes to us, again, from USA Basketball, Team USA, and former President Barack Obama. What we had a few years ago was a Key and Peele skit that showed the former president bro-hugging, dapping it up with men of color. But then when it came to the white guys, he was very traditionally shaking hands. Nice to see you. Nice to see you. What you're about to see in a small box in the center of the screen, at the bottom part, is going to be the Key and Peele sketch. What you'll see around the top is going to be the former president with Team USA Basketball just the other night. Watch how he interacts with the players, and then watch how he interacts with the Caucasian coaches. Take a look at this. So you see at the top, there's daps, there's bro hugs, there's big loves. All right, all bring it in, bring it in. Bring it in one time. All right. And now watch what happens when he gets with the coaches. Hello, good to see you. Hello.
My vote.
Hello. Hello, nice to see you as well. Okay, thank you. That is spot on. The question's on the board. Question, did Obama do this intentionally? Some people wonder, does Obama know that Key and Peele? Yes, of course he knows. Barack Obama knows. He's seen the skit. He's aware of it. He's participated in skits. Jimmy Fallon, don't forget. Yes, he knows. And yes, this was intentional. He saw the perfect opportunity because he had all the players, all the brothers together, and then he had the Caucasian coaches all separated also to the side. He did this knowing that it was going to do exactly this. Go viral, be a thing, and be the comparison. It is a nod. It is saying, I know that you guys did this skit. Watch this. I'm going to make this happen for you. Shout out Barack Obama. Hilarious. We continue in the countdown all the way up to number 3. Presented by St. Lucie Battery and Tire, SLBT.com. Total Car Care Centers, 18 locations, South Florida, SLBT.com. Hard Knocks, as you know, has the off-season show, not the preseason show, not the in-season show, but the new installation. They are following the Giants. What you're about to see is Giants GM Joe Shane on the phone with Saquon Barkley. And what he's doing is saying, listen, you can find out what you're worth, but promise that you'll give us the last right to refute, the last right to match it, okay? Watch this, listen closely, because this is a little shady, to be honest. Take a look.
All right, so I just talked to Ed Barry, and I think just mulling over this, the right thing to do is let you test the market and see what your value is. I don't want to do the franchise thing or all that stuff again. I don't want to go through that. We've both been through that. You know, if you really want to be a Giant for life and you're interested in staying here and coming back,
Wow.
just see what your market is, and then have Ed come back to us, and we'll see if we can come to an agreement.
All right, I appreciate that.
Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Can you give me your word on that, or you're not going to give us a chance?
Wow.
What do you mean? Like circling back?
Yeah.
I mean, I already told you where I want to be, so.
Okay. All right, well, let's do that.
All right, well, then let's do that. Wow. Questions on the board. Question, was this wrong of Shane? What you're doing is you're saying, hey, we're willing to lose you. Why don't you go find out what the market says and then let us know what that is? In other words, we don't want to pay you. We want you to find out that nobody else really wants to pay you. We want you to find out that nobody else really wants to give you what it is you're looking for. So then we can say, look, we told you we wanted you to be a Giant for life. Here's what it is. The problem is he's doing this without his agent present. And he's saying, will you give me your word on that? That is sketchy as hell. Yes, that is wrong. You are asking a player to be faithful to you that you are not being faithful to. And by the way, saying go test your value, go see what you're worth, and then we want you to be a Giant for life. Well, if that was the case, you wouldn't let him go find out. You wouldn't let him go talk to other teams. It is wrong. It is shady. It is like when a cop is trying to talk to a suspect without a lawyer present. That's why you get Miranda rights. You have the right to remain silent. He is asking of Saquan Barkley to basically make a deal with him around his agent and then come back to us and let us know what that number is. And that's why the Giants are where the Giants are. This is why the Giants suck and their organization is in shambles. And what's going to happen is Saquon Barkley is going to be productive. And the Eagles are going to beat the Giants twice, and they'll make the postseason. The Giants won't do anything, and they'll be reminded of why they are the Giants, because this is the wrong way to do business. We continue on to number 2 in the countdown. Presented by Anar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Take back control of your life. We got a dude who is going to pace himself mentally, emotionally, and then he is going to sprint to the ocean while Creed sings. Take a look at this. Getting ready, pushed his hair back, crescendo of the song, and off he goes. And he is running. Look at the footprints in the sand, like Forrest Gump. But then he gets to the water, and he keeps running. Get me to the surf. Get me to the break. And then, splash. Very nice. Questions on the board. Question, why? Why are we doing this? Hot sand or hanging 10? Mahalo. I thought it was about the hot sand. I thought, here's a dude without flip-flops. He's a long way from the water. That sand is hot as bleep. But then you notice when he gets to the water, he keeps running because he's doing that little kid thing where you run to vacation and you run and you sprint. This is a dude who looks like he's had a tough week. Like maybe he's been going through it maybe this month. Maybe something with the ex-wife, the kids, I don't know. But what I do know is that in his mind, he's 7 years old. He's on family vacation. He's about to jump through a wave and all will be well. Dude, have a moment. Live your best life. Live your truth. I appreciate you. And just like that, all the way to number 1 in the countdown. Remember, hit like, hit subscribe. And this comes to us from Bart Scott, who is unaware that First Take is live on the air. You will hear them having to answer to him. You don't really hear him, but you'll hear Molly explaining, Bart, we're on the air right now. Take a look at this.
Football season, full steam ahead.
We're back in the mix.
8 days for me, so.
Well,
how's the sleep part? Are you getting sleep part down?
Bart Scott, you're not. I don't think you're ready, Bart. You're coming. Your mic's not open. We'll get to you in just a little bit, though. You'll be with us in just. We're live,
Awkward.
Bart. Think so. It's good to see you. Yeah.
We're live.
Coach Seth Greenberg.
We're live, though. Awkward. Questions on the board. Question, which is worse? Bart being unaware that they were on the air, or Molly actually acknowledging him and going out of her way like that? Well, here's the thing. What Molly's doing is making sure he doesn't say something that's going to come back to haunt him. She's not as much worried about disrupting the program as him knowing, dude, we're live. Don't say anything that's going to go over TV, that's going to be on the internet, will never go away. They'll get you fired and or worse. It is bad that she had to acknowledge him and let him know. But it's worse that he's on a live set where there's microphones and he might be saying things that he shouldn't in the first place. Like the video, hit subscribe, and remember, kids, while every day above ground is a good day, some are just more questionable than others. Say goodnight to the bad guy. See you Monday.